The United Nations is warning of a humanitarian disaster in Lebanon, with widespread medicine and food shortages after this week's explosion in the capital Beirut. 154 people are now known to have died in the blast, and thousands more were injured. More than 300,000 people have been made homeless. A number of hospitals have been damaged, and the country's largest grain silo was destroyed, with supplies of flour now having to be brought into a country whose economy was already on its knees. Well, our Middle East correspondent Quentin Sommerville is live in Beirut for us tonight. Quentin.
Clive, it's a haunting scene down here at Beirut's Ground Zero. Just off camera, hundreds of Lebanese have gathered quietly, almost as if paying their last respects. At the grain silo today, they found 2 more bodies, but I've just heard in the last few minutes from one international rescue team that they no longer expect to find any more survivors. Their mission is now one of body retrieval. In Beirut, there is a lot of anger that the government, who many Lebanese blame for this disaster, isn't doing enough to help with the aftermath. The Lebanese are used to taking matters into their own hands. Singing their national anthem, they came from all over the country to clear up their capital. Yeah. You've come all the way here to Beirut, why?
Yes, for volunteering.
To support all the people who are damaged and they are homeless right now.
And meet the ladies of the Tripoli cleaning squad from just up the coast from Beirut. They told me we remain united no matter how much they try to separate us. Muslim, Sunni, Shia, Druze, Christian, we're all one band. It seems like every second person in Beirut is carrying either a shovel or a broom. There's a massive clear-up going on. They come from all over the country. But the devastation here is enormous, and these homes aren't going to be habitable for a very long time. In some neighbourhoods, the devastation is almost total. No house has been spared. More than 300,000 people are now homeless. And the crisis is far from over. Here they're rushing to evacuate another home.
Come down, we need help. There is a house up there. It's like, it's almost getting full. Like, can you see the roof? Yeah, so we're helping them to get out their stuff from the house before the building fell down.
French firefighters are helping with the search. They're welcome, but there's frustration that the Lebanese authorities aren't doing enough. There's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Alan Chaoul says his family are now homeless. He took us inside their apartment. His father was badly injured. His blood is everywhere. His dad will make it, but 12 of their neighbours died on this one street corner alone.
In Lebanon, nobody come check 3 days, this big catastrophe in Lebanon. Nobody can come and tell me, this room, you cannot sit in this room. Here it's, I don't know, nobody care.
And they're still finding survivors. Mobile phone footage. In the last few hours, this girl was pulled from the rubble. Inside the port, at Ground Zero, it's a scene of annihilation. Though Russian rescue teams are still looking for survivors, and French rescue workers too. One said, we always hope of still finding people alive. If there's still structures standing, then there's still a chance. Lebanon's president says a missile may have detonated the chemicals which flattened this area, but he offered no supporting evidence. He's rejected calls for an international investigation. But in any case, leaving such a large store of chemicals here in the heart of the city was deadly folly. Quentin Sommerville, BBC News, Beirut.
Well, despite the desperate situation, stories of heroism and survival are emerging. Our correspondent, Carine Torbey, has been speaking to one nurse who managed to rescue 3 newborn babies after the explosion that ripped through Beirut.
This is normally a place of joy, but Tuesday's explosion ripped through the neonatal intensive care unit. 3 premature babies were in their incubators. In the chaos, Pamela, the only nurse on shift who was unhurt, picked them up. A picture that spread across the world.
The only thing I could think of was the safety of the babies I had in the unit. The first thing I had to do was to rescue the babies and just carry them and get away with them. I thought that I can never leave them alone here and go away.
Pamela walked for over 30 minutes before finding safety, holding them close to keep them warm amid the havoc.
I felt like the babies are very important to me. They were part of me. I had to keep them safe until they reached their destination. People were giving me their jackets so that I could cover the babies and take them back to safety. I felt like I was their mother in this timing. They needed me the most, and I needed them the most.
Today, one of those 3 babies, Sidra, is with her mother again.
They gave us hope again. They revive our home again.
There aren't many joyful pictures coming out from Beirut nowadays, but this one does stand out. Carine Torbey, BBC News, Beirut.